Hello, YouTube. Hey, this is Kevin with the Weird Home Store. I hope that you are all doing well. As you may know, or if you are just finding us, the Weird Home Store, we do home tours of unique and eclectic homes all around the world. We try to do a new virtual home tour every week or two and have you come and check it out. So if you want to see more homes that we're showing off, uh, it's super easy. Just be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then about every week or so, you'll see a new home. And while you're at it, give us a like, ring the little bell for notifications, and drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about this video, and if there's any kind of cool homes that you know about that you want to learn about. We'd love to do different home tours with them as well. So this week we are super excited because we are being joined by Andrew with the Great Escape Home. This home is just so neat. It's in Orlando, Florida, and it's like there's board games and all kinds of games. Very fun themed room. Really wonderful mansion, and we are so excited to learn about it. Andrew, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here at the Great Escape. It's a really fun place. Every time I'm here, I get so happy and excited, and I just want to play with everything.
Oh my God, I know we're just in such a treat. So I want to the before we get started, I just kind of want to know what kind of inspired the Great Escape Home. Kind of what made y'all decide to decorate it with so many like board games and everything.
Well, I love games, and who doesn't? And I'm always told that I'm a big kid, and I love decorating. And I told my children once that we had a dream of creating a game house. And as they were becoming, like I'm 12 and 13, I wanted them to see how you could have a dream and make it into a reality. So we built another house. It's very much like this one in 2016 called the Great Escape Lakeside, which is now next door.
Mm.
And we turned it into a vacation rental, and Great Escape Lakeside became so popular and so completely overbooked for years that we just had to make another one. So we upped our game, literally speaking, and created the slightly larger with two extra bedroom version called the Great Escape Parkside, which is where we are now. In fact,
Awesome.
they're checking in now, and they'll be going the other way while we're here taking a tour for all of your viewers. Welcome to the Great
Well,
Escape Parkside.
How are you?
Good,
Great.
thank you.
well, yeah. Let's see it. Show us around.
Okay, so when you walk in, everywhere around you is games. First, there's the giant magnetic Scrabble board, and these racks come off so that you can play all weekend long and keep an ongoing Scrabble tournament. You can write your names in chalk right there, and you put your magnetic tiles there. You can hide them there from the other players. Below it is custom built Mancala in giant version.
Oh
All
wow.
across this giant chessboard, which the intense Florida sun may be blocking out, is a game everybody may recognize on the wall. Can you name it? Connect Four. There it is. And then even over here, when you go to the entry cocktail table, it is a foosball table. So everything around you, just in the immediate living room, you have the foosball table, Connect Four, giant Scrabble, and giant Mancala. And then as we turn over this way, you see the entrance lobby to the Jumanji Back to the Jungle movie theater. The reason it is named after the Jumanji sequel is because at the Great Escape Lakeside, we had the Jumanji movie theater based on the original Robin Williams movie. So because this house was the sequel to that house, the movie theater had to be the sequel to that movie theater. So let's check out the Jumanji Back to the Jungle theater. Now, as you enter, you see Robin Williams, and this was created to look like the Jumanji movie room that we have at the other house, and this is just a lobby. This is a giant Lego model of the house next door, the Great Escape Lakeside, which was made by my wife for me as an anniversary present. And we're constantly running Jumanji on an old VHS tape. And then you enter the jungle, but before you do it, there's a story on the wall. One dark, strange night, Belinda and Andrew took the kids to the theater. That's my wife and I. Before the film began, their night grew a whole lot weirder. They played an old video game right there in the lobby, but it began shaking and shorting, acting all sorts of oddly. A blur of green, and off went the screen. Then things got all wobbly. They awoke in a jungle stuck in 4 different bodies, which is pretty much a mirror of what happens in the Jumanji sequel. And now you step into the jungle, the movie theater, and you're surrounded by all the Avatar characters, played by, I forget their names, The Rock, and everyone else's name's escaping me, but you're in the Jumanji theater here. The Rock greets you on your way out. And there's even a payphone in the lobby, which is part of an around-the-house game of telephone where you whisper messages to each other, just like the old game you used to play in grade school. Can everybody still hear me okay?
Oh yeah, we can hear you great. Keep going. Yeah, so
Okay.
amazing. I can't imagine being able to see Jumanji in such a wonderful theater while this happening.
I watched all 3 of them there. Wait, is it 3 or 4? I watched at least the first 3 there. Um, this is the Las Vegas Casino Games Room with a commercial roulette machine, and this one plays multiple games like slots and poker. There is an on-the-wall electric fireplace I have to turn on. All sorts of swanky stuff. And in the bathroom, we call it the Royal Flush bathroom. And all throughout this, there are cards that form Royal Flush hands. Even the floor tiles have custom cards that were made by somebody on Etsy to form a Royal Flush in the suit of spades. And then the clubs and the hearts and the diamonds are on the walls and the ceiling. You got the little poker hall of fame toilet room. Everything is about poker and gambling. And we go back through the Las Vegas room. I'm just going to try to flip on this fireplace off to the side here. There you go. We got the fire going.
Nice.
Thanks. All sorts of props. And now, whichever way we turn, it's going to be fun, fun, fun. We'll save that side for later. This alleyway has movie posters because it's alongside the Jumanji Theater. And you'll notice that every movie poster was carefully chosen, not just for look and color, but because it relates in some way to games or has the word game in the title. Hunger Games, Molly's Game, Game Night, because obviously it's a game house. Over here, we enter the first of 2 Clue-themed bedrooms. That's supposed to be me over there. And I'm the butler who didn't do it. The Clue room is actually an escape room, a real commercial grade escape room where you lock yourselves into the room and you have 1 hour to solve all the puzzles, to solve who the killer is, which room of the mansion they did it in, and which weapon they used by process of elimination. Throughout the 2 clue rooms, there are roughly 20 clue cards hidden. You find them all by solving all the puzzles and unlocking things. And the 3 cards that you don't find let you know by process of elimination who the killer is. I'm now entering the other clue room. And this is every bit as cool as a real escape room that you would pay for. I mean, there's moving parts, there's black lights, there's all that cool stuff going on that I can't show you because it would be spoilers. But it takes every bit of just an hour to escape. Now, if you've ever played a real escape room, you know there's usually somebody there watching you on a camera helping you. We obviously can't do that when you rent the house. So what we did is we have a tablet and we have an app that we custom created where you note whichever clue cards you've already found. So the app knows what you're up to in the game. So the app is your game master and your app is able to provide you with clues as you go. Your app also keeps track of the time. And the Clue Escape Room includes not only this dark red clue room and the green library room over there, but the Colonel Mustard bathroom in the middle as well is all part of the escape room that you lock yourselves into. Have you ever played an escape room?
Yeah, I played a little escape room. I think we had to get out of a jail cell or something like that. But yeah, the Clue themed escape room just sounds so freaking amazing to me. I can't imagine how fun that is to
It is.
play through.
Every door is even custom painted to look like it's part of the alleyway or like a business. And there's like right above every room, we have an awning. So it looks kind of like a storefront, but it relates to the theme of the room that you're in. This is a small attraction, our Monopoly scavenger hunt. You look around the property and you try to all the Monopoly properties. And if you do, you win $25 off your next stay.
Nice.
And speaking of Monopoly, there is the Monopoly room.
Oh, wow.
I need to close those blinds. It usually completes the question mark of chance, but you get the idea. This this bed is the car, and this bed over here is the wheelbarrow, and the money's on the ceiling. And right over here, the closet is actually jail. So you can imprison yourselves in Monopoly jail. And we have a Wii system playing Monopoly throughout the day. I'm just closing up the blinds here so we can get the full feel. And the bathroom in the Monopoly room is the Waterworks bathroom.
Mm.
It's actually based on Waterworks, the property card. It makes the most sense because, hey, you're in a bathroom. Even the toilet paper holder is like the plumbing. And these are just a few details. When you stay here, you capture new details every day because we really pack them in everywhere.
I love it. Whenever you use the bathroom, do you need to pay rent whenever you go and use it?
Only if the other person owns the bathroom property.
That makes sense.
There are 15 bedrooms, and I forget offhand how many bathrooms this one has, but I feel like it's 12, maybe 13. This is obviously the Scrabble room. It's a custom-made carpet. Great Escape Park side's even in there.
Mm.
The bed emphasizes what you do in bed. And this is actually a scramble like that we have on the wall for you to solve. You have to unscramble all of the tiles on the wall, and if you do, you win $50 off your next stay. I'll try to cover all the tiles so your viewers can see if they can unscramble the message. They
Oh,
can
love it.
right
Yeah.
now in
So,
advance. They can
so
jot down letters on a piece of paper and then try to solve it.
love it. Yeah. So everyone who's watching this now, uh, note all the letters, unscramble it, and let us know. We'll put you in contact with Andrew, and then you'll get $50 off of your stay.
Yes. And if you can't see all the letters in this video, on our website, we have a virtual tour of the room where you can scroll through the room and see them too. We have extra word games there. In the bathroom, there's an extra magnetic Scrabble so you can play. And as you sit on the toilet bowl, your perspective is this. There are Scrabble racks with more 7-letter word puzzles that all relate to bathrooms. And if you can unscramble them, there's no prizes, but it's fun. For example, this one is plunger. And then you'd have to figure out what the other words are that you might see in a bathroom. And we put the answer key for that underneath the cabinetry.
Love it. Love it.
Thanks. So that's only 5 of the 15 bedrooms so far.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean this home is it seems like it'd be such a fun place for families to have like their family reunions, big groups to just spend so much time. So like people said, you can actually stay here and you it's booked up usually, right? Is there any kind of time coming up where people, if they're coming up with any family
We
vacations, they can plan for it?
have a list, but don't despair. We do have people that cancel. So because of cancellations, we do have, I think, 3 openings right now in 2021, maybe 4 on our calendar. And 2022 is only half full. But if you don't see any openings here, we do have 3 other amazing homes that are very much like this one. And they have some availability as well. They are pretty popular too. But between the 4 of them, you'll find a place that you can still come to in 2021. Just go to OrlandoAreaLuxuryRentals.com. What
Love
you
it.
look
Yes.
at now is not a brain. Sorry to cut you off. It's the world's largest printed maze. We give you dry erase markers, and you start by a green dot over here, and you have to find your way across the maze to the red dot on the other side. At the
Oh
greatest
my gosh.
Guinness record for the world's largest word search. It used to be the largest, now it's in second place. But this doesn't have a Guinness record, but it is, I believe, the world's largest printed maze. And in every room, you'll also see spot the differences. 2 pictures that relate to the theme of the room that you're in, and you have to note all 10 differences. just in case you get bored with all the other stuff. This I couldn't demonstrate while I'm holding the phone, but you plop yourself in it and you spin like a top. It's called a spun chair. So you spin around this living room area. We are now entering Tong's Game Shop. In the Chinese checkers bathroom, all the art is custom made because it's actually really hard to find Chinese checkers art, believe it or not. So here's another one of those spot the differences. Groups of old men playing Chinese checkers, and there's 10 small differences.
Mm.
Then on the wall over here, there's even a giant Chinese checker 3D mural for you to stare at. Boom.
Love it. And for the huge maze, do you know what your record is for solving the maze? How quick does it take people to solve it?
The quickest I've ever heard of was 2 to 3 hours by a group of teenagers. They surprisingly love to do the maze. Usually, people between the ages of 12 and 20 are its biggest fans.
Hmm.
They blast music, they play on this chair, and they try to solve the maze. Here in the dining room, the custom built table has openings for all of the classic board games like Chinese checkers, backgammon, and checkers. The wall prompts you with questions like which one of these games does not belong? And I can't tell you the answer, but it would only make sense if you spent a night or so here. The family that plays together, dot, dot, dot. There's a vertical chessboard on the wall there. And the kitchen has apple jacks. Don't feel like cooking? Call Domino's. And up on top of the cabinet are falling down dominoes and bowling pins.
Hmm.
All the board games in the kitchen relate to food, like Fruit Ninja, the board game, and Apples to Apples. In this hallway here, we have these games custom made. This is called the Spot the Differences hallway. This is all about spot the differences. And right now you're looking at level 3, the advanced spot the differences. And then we have a level 1 beginner section for kids over here. And to my right, we have level 2 intermediate. But way more exciting, we're entering the Deal or No Deal family TV game show room.
Oh my gosh.
So right now there's an Xbox on playing Jeopardy music as I walk in. Floor lights up because you're going out on stage. We have the arcade commercial Deal or No Deal machine ready for you to play. And all these extra TVs are just props, make you feel like you're in some kind of TV studio. And we got a little tribute to Regis on the wall. This was painted before he passed away.
Hmm.
And then you're going into the dressing room. It's got a Bluetooth mirror, nice tub and shower. But the toilet is called the hot seat, of course, because you're in a game show bathroom. There's even puzzles to solve while you're in the tub. It's called the hot seat because it's one of those Japanese warming toilets that literally warms your butt. And then you can phone a friend, and this is part of the around the house game of telephone too. So it's like every closet, pretty much, every bathroom, every place you go has something going on. So people don't just sleep here, they spend their entire vacations here. Some of them don't even go to Orlando's parks. This is just their whole vacation. And this is part of a second escape room. At the Great Escape Lakeside, we only had the Clue escape room, but here we have also the War Games escape room based on the board game Stratego and Risk.
Mm.
Battleship too. In this one, you lock yourselves in to Stratego and Risk, the wing, and then you have as much time as you need to compete against each other to see which war team will be the first one to solve the puzzles and escape. You have 2 tablets and you can track the progress of the other team as you play. The screens play it like a video to introduce you to the game and how to play. And like in the clue room, you get clues from the tablet. But the idea is to see who can complete it first. And every time you ask for a clue, you get a penalty. The first clue is 1 minute. Second clue is 2 minutes. The third clue is 3 minutes. So you have to be really careful. But the tricky part that makes this escape room really unique as a competitive one is the Battleship bathroom. In here, there's 2 copies of every puzzle, like this Sudoku magnet battleship puzzle. So when you're in here, if you both come in here at the same time, the red team and the blue team, Stratego and Risk, you can hear each other solving puzzles. So you have to be really careful and clever as to how you do this without there being any espionage.
Hmm.
This over here is the Risk room. It's done very much like an army bunker of sorts, kind of like a fantasy one. You got the Risk map on the wall. I know Risk is more popular than Stratego, but as a kid, I was a Stratego player. You even have smoked wood floors that were made just for this. And even when you go in the closets, there are jokes and puzzles like this. Can you see? There's a guy trying to leave, trying to parachute out of the closet. All these little touches just to make the stay more and more fun. Okay. Now we're going to head upstairs after stopping by the Minecraft Dungeons and Dragons room.
Oh, wow.
This one is small because it's a dungeon, but I've slept in there and it's wonderful because there's no windows, so you can like sleep late. It is, if you were to play Dungeons and Dragons, but imagine it built in Minecraft blocks. Scary.
Oh, wow.
All of these had to be custom made by artists. And then it wraps around to the other side and continues so that you can actually have one air mattress in each section.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay. Ready
love
for
it.
stuff?
So there's 15 bedrooms. How many people can actually like sleep in this house? It seems like you can have a whole Risk regimen stay here.
We have the capacity for 54 players here.
Woo!
It is, in terms of sleeping capacity, it is the largest of our homes. And you are now about to walk upstairs to the Carnival Midway, where along the way you can play Plinko in the wall, or
Hmm.
see yourself get short or tall or fat or skinny in Carnival mirrors. All the posters were custom made with little gags and jokes about take your game to the next level and hurry, hurry, step right up because you're entering a carnival, of course. Let's see how we look in this mirror. And these banners let you know all the attractions that you can play upstairs, like advertising for our own attractions. So the first thing you see when you come up is this trio of arm wrestling, whack-a-mole, and the hammer strike to see who's the strongest person in your group.
Oh my gosh.
All carnival-themed arcade games. A lot of bright sunlight coming in today. This is a magic mirror where you take pictures of yourselves and you share them on social media. That's one of the speed of light games where you race to see who can tap the most lights first. We have a fortune teller, a love tester. We have custom built carnival booths where you can play the old school wooden carnival games like the bottle stand up, ring toss, and tic tac toe. And now we're entering what we call the Xbox room, but it's really a tribute to all consoles, Xbox and PlayStation and so forth. This wall, floor to ceiling, is Xbox and PlayStation game boxes, as is this wall. And here on display for you to use if you like with hundreds of games is the original Xbox. And these triple bunk beds. Every level of the bed has a screen that you can move and adjust to your liking. And they're connected to a series of 6 Xboxes and PlayStations in the closet. You choose which one you want to broadcast to your screen, and you can play video games against yourselves or each other at every level of these 6 bunk beds. Make sense from
Oh, oh my gosh. I think my nephew would spend the whole vacation just in that one room.
what I hear many people do. All the bathrooms are themed just like the rooms. There's Xbox games on the ceiling. The shower is called the spray station. And on the wall there's a Switch from Xbox because it's a Nintendo Switch. So all of that is just crammed into one little bedroom of nonstop fun. Even the doors have custom art that tie into the theme of the room. We're now heading over to Operation 2.0, back in surgery. And I call it that because the Great Escape Lakeside had the operation room where you see the regular traditional Operation Sam from the front. So I asked an artist to imagine what he would look like from the backside so we can make back and surgery. And that's not anatomically correct, but the picture, I think it's never been done before. So this room kind of looks like you're in an operating room of sorts, in a fantasy sort. And it also has 2 more triple bunks to sleep another 6 kids. We've thought about adding a rollaway bed that's a stretcher from a hospital. That'd be cool. On the wall, there's all kinds of doctors who are fictional characters from TV, like Grey's Anatomy.
Mm.
And then the hospital administrator is my wife, Belinda. And at the Great Escape Lakeside, I'm the hospital administrator.
I love it.
Okay,
All right.
now we are heading past another whack-a-mole machine to Miss Pac-Man. I feel like I'm actually moving through the maze.
This is my wife's favorite arcade game. She'll love this room.
Well, she can play it on here along with hundreds of others. The Great Escape Lakeside has a Pac-Man room. This one is Ms. Pac-Man, pretzel on the bed. The 2 lovers are staring at each other across the bed over who will get the cherry. And we didn't turn it on before the tour, sorry, but these 2 TVs play old school 1980s video game like a Atari 2600 and ColecoVision. And at Lakeside we have Intellivision. So those are the real authentic old school ones with a few dozen cartridges you can play since you can't download to those. It even continues, of course, into the bathroom.
Hmm.
Miss Pac-Man everywhere. And then we created a scene of Act 3 and what would happen to them when they actually meet and the stork delivers the baby. So if we ever do another Great Escape, I guess we'll need a baby Pac-Man room. Like a nursing room for them. This is a soundstage where you can do karaoke. We have costume props, not during COVID though. We have microphones there, and then the overhead screen is there so you can look up your song, read the words, and entertain the room. Now, normally we cover this floor. We have hundreds of these giant Legos. Right now they're stacked up in the closet for the most part. People call this the Lego room, but it's actually the Games Gone Wild room. The story is that Miss Pac-Man, the Monopoly guy, Operation Sam, and a bunch of other characters all had a big party right before we opened up. They got a little tipsy and they went crazy, and they made this mess of paint on the walls and they splattered game stuff everywhere. And we decided, who wants to clean up their room anyway when you're a kid? So we left the room crazy like that and call it Games Gone Wild. And that continues into the Games Gone Wild bathroom.
I love it, and the Lego men heads there on the bathroom counter.
Oh yeah, everything Lego, Lego, Lego. Call it Games Gone Wild.
Oh my gosh! How long did it take you to theme this home in such an extravagant theme? Like how long did it take you guys to do all this?
We broke ground. From the moment we broke ground until the moment it looks exactly like it looks now was
Hmm.
6.75 months. I mean, we built it and we decorated it and we did all the art in less than 7 months.
Oh, that is unheard of. That is
It was
crazy fast.
24/7. I had more than a dozen artists on it around the clock, and I'm into getting stuff done fast, and I really loved what I was doing. Obviously, there's a skee ball right outside of the carnival games.
Hmm.
At what I believe to be the world's only billiard table swimming pool. It is
Oh
a
my gosh.
pool. The hot tub is the chalk, the cube of chalk that rests on the ledge of a billiard table. And the slide, which we call the straight shooter, has a 3-foot free fall. It's actually really fast. And when you're up there, it looks pretty intimidating. and then you blast down into the pool. And you can probably just barely see because we're looking through a screen enclosure, but on the floor there's a rack of billiard balls, and where you land there's a cue ball. So the idea is when you're going down the slide, you're breaking the balls. And you're a high-powered commercial lazy river, like hardcore, cool lazy river, like in a water park. And that's a water cannon. And I'll probably walk these outside after, but in addition to the basketball court, there you have human whack-a-mole, giant soccer darts, checkers and chess, a campfire, and something I'd have to show you in person because it's so elaborate that I created called the Human Never Be Board Game, along with human bowling, which was off camera too. But we still have 2 more bedrooms.
Yeah, let's see them. So yeah, as we're heading on over there, because of the internet connection, we really can't go outside and see all that stuff outside in person. So
Good point.
see
I'm
it.
not sure
You
Wi-Fi
need a
is.
book and see it.
Anyone know what room this is?
Oh my god, that's got to be the Twister room, right?
Yes. The ceiling has the spinner, and we give you a mop handle so that you can spin it and then play the game on the floor.
I love it.
So how do we solve the problem of bed? We simply made a Murphy bed. It's actually hidden behind more twister circles. And when you pull it down using this handle, the sheets and the blankets are all twister too. So it's just nonstop twister. It even continues into the closet and the bathroom. Despite all this really intricate, cool art we have, the artist struggled the most with creating this room and lining all of those up. It took weeks and weeks.
Oh, I could just imagine, and playing 3D Twister like this, you got to break out your inner Spider-Man and start
I've
climbing
never
the.
played on the walls, but you bring out a good point as to how you would do it in 3D. That would be awesome. We even had to have the carpets made, so we put our name on them. And now, the coolest room of all for some, it's going to be the laser maze. At Great Escape Lakeside, we became the first residential property to have a real commercial laser maze installed by a laser maze company. We liked it so much that we upgraded it and put the world's second laser maze here at Great Escape Parkside. Assuming we have no issues, you can walk right in and boom.
Oh wow!
The objective, like any real good laser maze game, is you have to find your way across the lasers, and you have to tap out that flashing yellow light, and then there's one more flashing light there. The red clock is your score. The higher your score, the worse. And every time you break a laser, your score goes up even faster. So the
Oh,
idea is keep your score low, break as few lasers as possible, and climb across the bed. I'm going to show you what it looks like without all of this. So there's the bed. We have a bit of a haze going on here right now because you need the haze to see the lasers. It's just ordinary fog from a fog machine. And this room has 2 games. You can play the laser maze where you navigate the lasers, or it has a version where you try to smash lasers and you get more points for the more lasers that you smash.
I think I would be the best at the laser smashing one. Anything that doesn't require too much flexibility, I can do it. I think.
I'm pretty sure you were right about Wi-Fi outside, but let me just see if I can get you to the Human Never Be board game because it's pretty close. And in
Yeah,
terms of
let's.
regular data from my cell, I think we only have 1 bar. Because we have 10 acres of fun out here.
Oh my gosh.
I can definitely take you around the pool. Do you know if the one laser is working and the one that always shuts off?
I think it hit against the closet because I turned it on and I think it hit it.
Okay. Burger Time is the theme for the grill. Burger Time was a classic early 1980s video game that I loved, so it's the most appropriate game theme out here. There's that cube of chalk hot tub. The billiard pool. If you start to lose me, let me know.
Oh yeah, we gotcha. I can imagine myself spending quite a bit of time in that lazy river you got there.
Yeah, it's great. Every time I'm in there, I never leave. I'm always like, I'll be out in 20 minutes, and then 3 hours go by, and I'm still in the lazy river. I'm gonna take you up the slide to get that perspective. Not down the slide today, no swimsuit. I'll keep it out here. There's human bowling where you roll yourself in a giant Zorb ball into the pins. And there's that human never be bored game where you roll giant dice and the squares you land on will instruct you to choose an opponent and challenge them to one round of a larger than life version of a popular game like Battleship, Connect Four. There's a marble tilt that we had made. There's a custom hourglass. And the winner of each round advances on the big board, and the loser goes backwards on the big board. So it's all about choosing who your opponent will be and trying to make it all the way around the giant board.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's and just like the game, never be bored. I could see people spending weeks in this house, go to Orlando, never goes to a theme park, and just be completely
Yeah.
entertained by this home.
Right before we opened, I spent a whole month here and couldn't leave. So there's the view from the top of the slide. I don't know how it looks on camera, but from up here, I'm a slider. It is a little bit intimidating. There's all kinds of board games on the outside of the house, front and back. There's hammocks for you to rest in beautiful 10 acres of privacy, and yet you're only about a half hour away from Orlando and the major attractions.
Love it, love it. So,
That's
all right, is there anything else that we're missing, Andrew?
just that if you fell in love with this home and you want to rent it and you check and your dates are not available, add yourself to the wait list, but also check the other homes because like Great Escape Lakeside is really just as cool and has a few things that might be even cooler. So check them all out at orlandoarealuxuryrentals.com, and I'm sure we can help you find something that you can stay at next year.
Love it, love it. So if you're planning your next family vacation and you want to go to the theme parks in Orlando and want an equally amazing place to stay at, check out Great Escape Parkside, Great Escape Lakeside. There is a whole bunch of these types of homes that Andrew has made. Check them out. And this is not the only home of Andrew's that we are going to be seeing. Andrew is so kind to show us a couple more home tours that we are going to be doing in the future. And so, in order to check those out, be sure to follow the Weird Homes Tour on YouTube. Subscribe to us, hit the bell for notifications. Drop us a like, drop us a comment, let us know what you thought about the whole thing, and we'd love to see you. And we can't wait to see these next homes that you got going on, Andrew. Thank you so much for showing us around.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you again in a few days at the Sweet Escape or the other one we're doing.
All right, well, everyone, stay tuned for those extra tours, and thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, have a great day.
Have a great day, everyone. Game on.
Game on.